Hank, we are nailing this.
I know, Barb.
And everybody was just like, that's our favorite lines that either of you have ever said on camera.
Thundermans, I need you to pose as civilians.
Sounds like we're going Thundercover.
Hi, I'm Tristan, a BAFTA Young Presenter, and I'm talking to Jack and Kira about Thundermans Undercover. Hi, guys.
Hi, nice to meet you.
What do you love most about the Thundermans, about this whole universe you set up?
I mean, it's fun because it's superheroes and it's action, but also at its heart, it's really just like a show about family and friendship and being there for each other and growth and, protecting each other. And so you get all of the fun craziness, but there's also a real heart to the show too, which is my favorite part.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part is just getting to do what I love to do with the people that I love. And, I grew so much on the original show as a child, and now coming back as more of an adult, and even the story changing for Kira and I stepping into these more adult characters. Just the fact that the show has had legs to carry us this far, it's been amazing, yeah.
So, you've grown up on the show. What do you think you've learned the most from spending all that time on set?
Wow, good questions, kid.
How old are you?
15.
15, yeah, you're about the age we were when we started. That's crazy.
I think I just learned about myself, and I think, when you work with a lot of people, you learn about people, and you learn how to work in a group, and you learn about teamwork, and it's just a really important part of life, and collaboration is such a big, important part of life. So it'd be impossible to pinpoint one thing, but there's so many things that you learn.
The team, our showrunners and writers are so spectacular, and so getting to learn from and work with them over a long period of time is really gratifying. And getting to play one character for this many years, you don't always get the opportunity to do that and to find so many different shades of one person. And it's been really special.
So obviously you said you've returned to Thundermans, but this time as executive producers. So how has that been? Any extra work? Have you enjoyed being
so much extra work, yes.
It?
No, it's great. I mean, getting to be able to have a seat at the table in different parts of production and not only show up to set on the day and do your job as an actor, but to be part of all of that developmental process that happens behind the scenes to get you to that day has been really, really special. And, we know our characters really well and care about the show, and so getting to contribute in that other way is really gratifying.
Yeah, like Kira said, I think we really care about the show. And to get that respect from the network to let us come in and give input and give our advice, and to be acknowledged that nobody really knows the show like me and Kira. And to get to not only be actors, that's what we love, but also this whole new endeavor of being behind the scenes. And I think by the end of the show, we felt comfortable, the original show talking, we felt comfortable to sort of speak up about our characters, but now it's just that extra level of we get to say whatever we want about the whole show in general, the whole storyline, different characters, and all of that.
Would you like to do more on set, maybe directing some episodes?
Yeah, I got to direct an episode this season that's coming out soon.
How was that?
It was amazing. It was super, super special. It was a really wonderful experience. It's a job that I've wanted to do for a while, but it's an intimidating job to take on, and it went really, really well, and I'm really excited to hopefully direct more shows in the future. And it was really special to get to have my first time directing be with this cast that I know so well and who are so wonderful and who I've worked with for so many years. So it was a perfect place to do it for the first time.
This is gonna be so much fun.
The hardest part of saving the day is keeping it all a secret.
There's some pretty epic stunts in Thundermans. I've watched the first episode, I don't know how much I can say, but there's a pretty cool fight scene there. Do you do your own stunts?
Most of them.
Yeah.
Most of them. We do have stunt doubles because there are certain things that they just need to have the insurance for us to not to break ourselves.
Yeah.
But most of them, yeah.
How much do you enjoy doing stunts?
They're great when our bodies don't hurt. You have to be a little careful. The older we get, the more careful we have to be, because sometimes you'll whip a scene out and the next day you're like, oh God, I'm feeling it. But yeah, no, it's super fun. It's such a joy and luxury to have this other element of this show that we make, that we have all of this experience under our belts now of getting to do action that not everybody who's on a sitcom gets to do. It's really nice to have both of those avenues. So yeah, I'm sure one day either one of us will be working on a proper action movie and pull some skills out of our back pocket and go, oh yeah, I learned that when I was 16.
I learned this on Thundermans Undercover, actually.
Exactly.
So you, Chloe, and your character, Jack, are a tight-knit trio on Thundermans Undercover, but across Thundermans. So how do you make that tight-knit trio so believable?
I mean, it's pretty real. Like, we've known Maya since she was 3, who plays Chloe, and we love her, and we really do both feel like sort of mentors and guardians, and we have our different approaches in real life, just like our characters. Like, you know, we really are sort of a little family in that way, and so it's, that part is pretty natural. Obviously, we've been doing this together for so long, and she's slotted in with us really well and is doing a great job, so.
Yeah, kind of like she said, it really started with Kira and I. We, you know, have known each other for a long time before the show. We were in the same acting class together, and so we have that chemistry and that history, and then Maya being, you know, the third person in the equation, coming in at age 3 or 4 years old, and kind of growing up with us until I think she was 7 or 8 by the time that the original show ended, and
She was even younger. I think she was like 5 or 6 because she came in halfway
something
through.
like that. So like with the combination of like me and Kira having our history, and then we've known Maya since she was a baby, so it really is like, it feels like a real family.
Nice. So you started acting when you were really young. So are there any like shows or actors that you look up to and inspired you to start acting?
My older brothers actually inspired me to start acting. You know, they went to a big sort of theater magnet program in high school, and when I was little, I used to like kind of idolize them, and that's kind of what got me into it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really family for me too. My parents were both on Broadway, and my mom was an actor, and
Oh,
my
wow.
dad was a music director, so I grew up on like backstage at all of the shows that they worked on, and like very just much in the world of performance. So that was
blood.
It's in the blood. Yeah, that was what first kind of inspired it all. But I've had a lot of different people I've looked up to over the course of my career. These days, it tends to be like the women producers who are creating projects for themselves. You know, I'm super inspired by people like Margot Robbie and, you know, Reese Witherspoon and her production company, and you know, I love brilliant female writers like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and, you know, people who can do it all. Multifaceted entertainment industry people I find really inspiring.
So we're gonna go into a quick fire round.
I love.
Ready, set, go. So Kira, your character named after Phoebe, Monica, and Rachel.
Yes.
So Phoebe, Monica, or Rachel?
Oh, I think I am a Monica, but we all love Phoebe and Rachel's all of them.
All of them.
I can't answer that.
Superhero
Rachel.
or supervillain next?
Supervillain, why not?
Thunderman suit or undercover clothes, being a spy?
Civvies.
Undercover clothes, civvies, civilian clothes. They're
Yeah?
just more comfortable, but the suits look better. So.
You have that watch thing. It can instantly go on.
I need it.
If only it was real.
I know.
Yeah.
Filming those scenes is always so annoying because you have to like go, change, come back, press
Can you
it,
imagine
go
we were
back,
just like,
change.
"Pew."
Oh, it'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Save a lot of money too.
Explore the galaxy or explore the depths of the ocean?
The galaxy, I don't want to go down there. So, you know, we stopped
See all
exploring
those
that
weird fish like
for
this.
some
Yeah,
reason.
that's the aliens. They're all down there in the
Yeah.
ocean. Yeah, I'll say galaxy too.
Super speed or super strength?
Strength.
Speed.
Speed. Speed all the way.
The reason I came on this mission is to be normal and have friends.
Did this Guardian thing go off the rails?
No, everything's fabs.
Your mission is set in Secret Shores, which is a beachy location. Nice beaches there, very sunny, unlike today.
Yeah, it's a great week we got here.
Yeah. So where would you like the next Thunderman's mission to be set?
I hope we stay in Secret Shores because I love that it feels like the beach, because when you're in a set, you're in a big concrete box all day every day, but all of our sets look like beachy and have like pretty plants and
Yeah.
sunshine, so I
I-
love our set.
I feel like if we're lucky enough to get another year,
I don't wanna move.
I think we're gonna be staying in Secret Shores for at least another year.
I certainly hope so. I
Get the
love those
tan up.
sets. I love Splat by the Sea, our new Splatburger
we
set.
just landed. We can't leave yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we put a lot of work into designing those new sets.
Yeah.
They need to get their day. Yeah.
What's one of your character's superpowers? I mean, you've both got some pretty cool superpowers.
We have the same superpowers.
Yeah, we do. We
Same
both have
superpowers?
freeze breath, heat breath, and telekinesis.
Okay, if you could take one of those three
Telekinesis.
to use in your daily life, you use telekinesis, what would you use it for?
Not getting up. Ever. But getting water from over there, like closing the door when you're in bed and you're comfy and you realize you left the closet door open, just like whoop.
See, the way I would use it is on like other people.
Well, of course
You
you
know,
would.
like
Oh, I
she
think
would
I'd
be
do the
lazy
same.
about it. I would use it for force.
I would be
you
moral
know?
about it. A super villain. Yanking people around.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite villain you've beaten in the Thunderman universe through these epic fight scenes?
Question. It's a hard question to answer because I think both of ours, definitely mine, I think yours too, our favorite villains are in this new show, and we can't spoil
I mean,
them.
probably Dark Mayhem in the old
I mean,
show.
yeah, he was a big
That
one.
was the biggest one in the old show, and we had that stuff at the prom episode, and when he showed
King Crab.
up,
Paul
and
F.
that's
Tompkins as King Crab was very special.
And that episode is when I turned good from being evil. It was a big episode for me when I was a kid.
Yeah, we have so many funky villains
Paul
this time
Tompkins
around.
was
Paul Tompkins was incredible.
Yeah.
But we've got, we've got like a guy named Stardust who's like made out of dust, and we've got
Strongdoor was great.
Strongdoor was great. We've got
In
like
the
an ice
movie.
cream villain. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many
Strongdoor
villains.
was great.
Yeah.
Would you ever like to play a villain?
I mean, he
Turn to
did.
the dark side?
Well,
Go for
yeah,
life full
well,
time.
That's where he started.
yeah, that's where I start. I think villains are super fun. I would definitely love to play a villain in any project for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they're interesting. I haven't played a supervillain yet, but I did just for the first time play like sort of the villain of a story in a show that I worked on, and it was a really interesting experience, like playing the character who is in the wrong, but obviously they don't think they're in the wrong because
Yeah.
everyone's the hero of their own story. It's definitely an interesting like mind exercise to find both what your character thinks of themselves as and how as an actor that they fit into the whole puzzle. So it's an interesting challenge playing a villain for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so we know Thundermans has some incredible lines. I think I saw your one in the first episode. We're going Thundercover. What's your favorite line from the show? Could you deliver it straight down the
They're all
camera?
for me, it's all of his. He has like 3. He has ooh, toys. Ooh, toys. And your tiny little hands will help with all the tiny little
yeah.
cups. He just like has a few foot lines that he says in the show with like a funny inflection that are probably my favorites from this season.
I bet your tiny little hands will help with the tiny little cups.
From an episode where there's a bet about doing dishes and he's talking to Chloe and
There's so many good
There's
ones.
so many.
And the one that just premiered in the US, where she's like, or I'm gonna ground both of you. And we're like, can she do that?
Oh, there's also one where in the Parent Zap, which was one of the first episodes, Max and Phoebe disguise themselves as Hank and Barb, and Hank and Barb disguise themselves as Max and Phoebe. So there's a scene where we come down the stairs, and we are Hank and Barb in Max and Phoebe's body.
I know,
Yeah,
Barb.
I say, Hank, we are nailing this.
I know, Barb.
And everybody was just like, that's our favorite lines that either of you have ever said on camera. It's so funny because we're playing our parents.
Yeah.
So there's a lot though.
Thank you so much for talking to me today, Kira and Jack. It's been so cool.
Thank you. You're awesome. I love your energy. You're absolutely crushing it.
You guys too.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks.